What is up? How you doing, everybody? Thanks for dropping by so late in the evening, but hey, that's what it is. It's Wake to Dead because we hang out in the witching hour in the middle of the night and we talk about whatever. Tonight, one of the things I want to talk about, maybe we'll spend a little time on, is the movie Grave Dancers, which I got around to watching. Whoa. And it was okay. I did not know until popping it in that it was directed by Mike Mendez, who also directed Satanic Hispanics and many other things. But Mike Mendez was on Voyage to the Bottom of the Barrel with myself and Master Chaos and Bulleit Blake and Mel not too long ago. So that's kind of cool knowing the director, like knowing personally the director of this movie. And I had no friggin' idea that was Mike Mendez movie until popping it in and seeing his name. And I was like, what? But watching this had me kind of thinking, is this just something they came up with? Is there any truth to it? Is there, I mean, and you could speculate when it comes to talking about ghost hunting or believing in the ghosts, or the afterlife or ghosts or spirits or demons or whatever. You know, it's an interesting conversation. So grave dancers. So the question is, will grave dancing really bring you bad luck, bring you a demon, have a ghost or a spirit follow you around? What would if you're a believer, the ramifications be for being for dancing on somebody's grave? So we'll talk about that and kind of give you my thoughts on the movie. Also, earlier today, I watched the movie made for TV movie, whatever, Pilgrim, as one of the movies that I wanted to see for Thanksgiving, and it was one of the Thanksgiving horror movies that was on the list, and it was okay. Started off very, very slow, introducing us to these characters, and I hated the lead actress who is like the daughter. She's like the guy who's really from Dawson's Creek. Forget his name, but he was one of the guys on Dawson's Creek. Plays her dad, and her real mom is either dead or out of the picture or something. And the stepmom is there, and she doesn't get along with the stepmom. But this daughter girl, is a real bitch. She is a real piece of work. And the idea is that you hate her, and hopefully everybody. If you, I'm not going to dive really into spoilers. So if you have not seen Pilgrim, which is on Hulu, you could check it out. But I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So you have this lead actress who's a daughter, who's a bitch, and they want you to hate her off, right off the top. And then as the film goes on, she kind of has this awakening, this epiphany, this, coming to Jesus moment. And then she changes. And then they want you to like her and root for her and stuff. To me, it was too little too late. I hated this bitch. And I wanted her dead throughout the entire film. And I won't spoil it and tell you if she does or doesn't or whatever. But it was okay. The end of the movie, the third act was good. A lot of violence, craziness, lots of fun stuff going on. The first solid half of the movie was just this build up and introducing you to characters and stuff. And it was just like, oh, come on. Getting to know the pilgrim or pilgrims, getting to know the family, the friends of the family, community, and all this stuff. All these things going on is just like, get to the point. So after putting on Pilgrim, I was like 5 minutes in, I was like, ooh, I'm going to absolutely hate this movie or I'm going to love it. And I was kind of surprised because neither. I'm somewhere in the middle on that, but it's a little too nonetheless, I gave it 2 out of 5 stars for Pilgrim, but it is on the list. If you're interested in seeing it, you can check that out. Pilgrim on Hulu. And with that being said, let me jump over here and say hello to everybody. Daniel, I know that you were a little bit earlier tonight, so not sure if you're still here, but what's up, Daniel? And Antonis, what's up? Dominic, how you doing? B Sculptor, what's up? Robert C, the legend, the provider of the Blockbuster light and the ghost face NECA over here. My bro Robert, what's up? Luther, how you doing? What? It's an interesting name there, Abriendo. But Brass Monkey, um, what is that? That can't be real, right? But what's up, Mr. Brass Monkey over there? Not Joey Diaz. What's up, cocksuckers? On a fucking Wednesday night. What's up, cocksuckers? I'll tell you, it's fucking blue cheese. I go fuck your mother. Fucking love Joey Diaz, man. Joey Diaz, like myself, not a fan of that fucking ranch dressing. I'll tell you what, it's blue cheese or go fuck your mother. That's what it is. House of G fam, what's up? Alexander, do you support the God Emperor Trump? We're not gonna dive. We're not gonna dive into politics. The election is over. And we have a definitive winner. There was no shootings or bombings or anything at the polling stations. Everybody got a chance to vote. It's done. Let's move on and live our lives. 99% of the things that go on in politics don't impact us on a daily basis. I mean, there are things like the price of gas or some different things that impact us. But when we go to the grocery store, if there's somebody who voted a different way than you, you're not going to know it most of the time. For me, I go to the store or I work on things or I do things or I'm involved, or I see people. And a lot of times I know, like, there's no way this person votes the same way I do, but it doesn't matter. I still treat them with respect, and give them every common courtesy that any other human being should deserve. And we need to get back to just focusing on that stuff, being nice to each other, enjoying life, and living our best lives. So politics, boo, that's done. That is done. Yesterday morning, as of 5:30 or so a.m., became final. Trump is going to be the next president, and that's that. Dominic says, I'd like to see Sam Raimi do another Darkman film. Well, you know what? Sam Raimi, anything Sam Raimi does, I'll probably go see. So, hey, Darkman or not, I'll probably watch it. But I'm not going to lie, I still need to see the first Darkman. Or how many ever Darkman movies there are. I think just one, right? Deadpool Fanatic, what's up? I like supporting good people like you, my friend. Well, I appreciate that, Robert. And I hope you really, truly believe me when I say how much I appreciate you. I really do. What are your top 5 scary movies of the 90s? Ooh, good question. Mine are Bram Stoker's Dracula, Scream, Misery, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, Dusk Till Dawn. That's tough. Out of the 90s, Scream would probably be in there. That's a tough question. That is a tough one, Sep. Definitely see Darkman as superhero horror film. Yeah, and that's I don't remember. Somebody probably here on the channel was telling me about that, and I need to get around to seeing it. But man, I got stacks of movies I need to get to. It's one that some day I intend on watching, but I'm not sure when. But I will maybe try and prioritize it, Dominic, so I can know what you're talking about. So I'm gonna just Google best horror movies of the 90s. and maybe get an idea. Let's see. I clicked, and nothing's happening. That does not help me. Well, click another one. Okay, here we go. So, oh, yeah. Well, so for me, definitely Silence of the Lambs in the 90s. That's probably number one because Silence of the Lambs and The Shining are my two favorite movies of all time. So, Silence of the Lambs and Scream are definitely two of them. Bram Stoker's might be in there. Let's see. Hellraiser 2, Misery, Leatherface, Predator, Maniac Cop 2, Exorcist 3. I do like Exorcist 3. That old Blair Witch Project is going to be in there. So definitely Scream, Silence of the Lambs, and Blair Witch are 3. Cube is pretty damn good too. I didn't realize Cube was that old. Cube is a good movie. But I don't know if it's good enough to make the list of top 5 from the 90s. Man, my bad. Getting blown up right now. Who blow me up? What movie one blowing me up right now? He gonna have to wait. He'll probably see that I'm live here in a second, or he probably already did. Let's see. Let's see what. Oh, I'm live right now. Can I share that with everybody? He One movie once sent me a little voice message, and if you didn't hear it, sucks to be you. No, I'm kidding. I don't ever want to share private messages until I get the approval. But yeah, Misery, The Faculty, New and Nightmare, Funny Games, It, Tremors. Yeah. So I'll probably go Silence 1, Scream 2, and then and as much as I hate to say it, man, Blair Witch probably 3. And then maybe I put Bram Stoker's 4 and Misery 5. But those that's a good list you got there, Sep. That is a good list. Top 5 favorite horror anthologies. That's tough. I'll tell you one of my absolute favorites, and I don't know that I would be able to remember most of those right now, but John Carpenter's Body Bags, absolutely love that movie. That may be my favorite horror anthology. Well, I think I like Body Bags better than Trick or Treat, but those two are definitely up there. Oh, okay. so Wet One had something to say.
I only have one thing to say.
Let's see. Oh. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not. But Wet Movie 1, he got poopy. Oh man. What's up, Wet? What's up, Wet? But anyways, so I do want to talk about this because of watching Grave Dancers. And I can't believe that I did not know this was Mike Mendez. And here we had him on Voyage to the Bottom of the Barrel, met him at the signing for Satanic Hispanics and all that stuff. But the Grave Dancers, one of the 8 films to die for. And I enjoy this. I think I probably give it a 3 out of 5 for Grave Dancers. And duet movie, just truck and trailer. He did the whole Jake breaks. But Grave Dance, I'll probably give it 3 out of 5 stars. And the story is good, the locations are great. I thought they went based on the budget that they had. I think they tried to do too much with effects, and some of the like digital effects or whatever, the hand, the gigantic hand coming up out of the ground and grabbing the dude and pulling him. I thought that was a little hokey. But I mean, some of this was very, very good. Like when they're out back at the cemetery and the girl gets locked in the coffin and it's trying to pull her underground and they got to save her and all that. There was a lot of good stuff with this. Some good twists with who the good people were and who the bad people were. But I thought it was a good movie, but there were some parts that I just thought they tried to do too much with maybe the budget they had, and you know, and in some of the acting or dialogue was a little suspect. But 3 out of 5, I think that's a fair score. 3 out of 5 for the Grave Dancers. It's one I'm glad I have. I don't know if there's an upgrade or whatever. I don't know if I would need an upgrade, but I'm not going to worry about that. But talking about grave dancing, it made me curious if that is like a real thing where people would be superstitious or believe that you would get like a demon following you around. The wet zone is in the chat. Oh yes, he is. Oh yes, he got this chat all moist and juicy here. Have you ever played a video game that scared you, jump scare even? Except no. For me, no. I can flat out tell you no, because I've never played like first person shooters. I can say this with all honesty, I have never played a game on an Xbox system at all. I've never played an Xbox game, and I have never played PS3, PS4, or is there a PS5 now or whatever? I've never played any of those. PlayStation 2 is the newest console I have ever played. That or Nintendo GameCube. Those are the two newest that I've ever played, and games back then definitely wouldn't really scare you. That's for sure. I've never gotten into first person shooters and stuff, or any of the new games. But the zombies or whatever they're called. I know they've made movies of them stuff, but I just haven't. I'm not knocking them or anything. I don't have the time, and it's not really my cup of tea. But I know obviously millions and millions and millions of people love playing those games and stuff, but I just haven't ever got into them. So I Googled, well, I forget exactly what I Googled, but something about, is it bad to dance on graves? And I got two different interesting reads here. One, the first is Mystic Investigations. Is it bad to desecrate or dance on graves? And it says, have you ever hated someone so much that you wanted to dance on their grave, or even worse, take a leak? That's pretty messed up, peeing on somebody's grave. Indeed, it might be tempting, but when your satisfying deed is done, realize there may be supernatural consequences. Of course, this depends on how deep your hatred goes and what kind of paranormal power the deceased had in life. A power that might translate into metaphysical madness after death. You could very well end up dealing with a vengeful spirit or even demons if the deceased was into dark magics. Naturally, full-on desecration of a grave can have greater ramifications. This even includes stomping or throwing away flowers that were laid upon a grave. The ultimate sacrilege would be digging up the coffin to mutilate or destroy the corpse. I don't think we're going to do that. I'm not really worried about that. But the idea that if you were at a cemetery and you were dancing, and the reason this is kind of interesting is because for like Dia de los Muertos and other events, especially out in Hollywood area, they take these big old cemeteries and they make them into like festivals and carnivals, and people are walking and dancing and doing things, partying on top of graves. And I'm just like, man, can you get the bad juju for that? I don't know. But I thought I would look into it. And this is kind of interesting from their perspective, because obviously these people are believers in supernatural. So the only exception to this is when the body is, so we're talking about if you dug up and mutilated a corpse. The only exception to this is when the body is exhumed for examination or cremation by authorities. Archaeologists are also usually exempt from otherworldly ramifications. However, there is a chance they may suffer some ghostly risk in disturbing ancient resting places, even if their intentions are noble. In addition, ghost hunters can usually dig up a corpse without paranormal consequences when the deceased has turned into a violent spirit. Burning the body in holy fire fueled by blessed oil will often end various hauntings. Unfortunately, there is a risk that the spirit has higher dimensional friends. So, according to Mystic Investigations, if you dance on a grave, you could be seriously fucked. Uh, but you might have any number of things following you around or, screwing with you and stuff. So, according to Mystic Investigations, I probably would not advise actually going out and dancing on a grave. I probably would not do that. And then so the next page is from Sufficient Velocity is where the question went from. But let me get caught up on some of the comments here first. Have you ever seen Warrior with Tom Hardy? One of my favorite movies. Warrior. I've seen Warriors. Here you go. Oh, Tom Hardy and Nick Nolte. The youngest son of alcoholic former boxer returns home where he's trained by his father for competition in a mixed martial arts tournament, a path that puts the fighter on a collision course with his estranged older brother. No, I have not seen that, Robert. So it's like a sporting kind of movie, and just like I'm sure it's different than Karate Kid movies and stuff like that. But I've not been too big of a fan of movies about like martial arts or hand-to-hand combat and fighting and stuff. Some of them, and like back in the day, like way back in the day, watching Jean-Claude Van Damme movies or Steven Seagal movies, or even Rambo, or Stallone and Schwarzenegger were more just pulling out guns and shooting people, aside from Rocky. But I if I heard of it when it came out, I probably would have overlooked it. But I'll add it to the list. I'll check it out. I will try and get around to it sooner than later and let you know how I feel about it. What if the deceased was into water sports in real life? Then probably you're gonna have like a little rain cloud following you around, and it might smell like ammonia. Yeah, I mean, unless you're talking like legit, like swimming and water polo and stuff like that. But my guess is the water sports you're referring to are not. Return of the Living Dead has that girl dancing naked next to a grave. Yeah. And I don't know any other movies where they talk about grave dancing. This is the only one that I know of. Maybe there are others out there, but even Googling, is grave dancing bad? It kept mentioning this movie a lot. And so I think there's not much out there as far as, that topic or that content. But, I think it's interesting. And we'll check this other article out here in a minute. Fossy Man, what's up? What a great day. Best day in a long time. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I had a great day as well. I agree with you. Don't want to dive into politics here on the channel or anything, but the bottom line is I don't want to hide from anything or pretend or whatever. but I'm not trying to beat anybody up. I'm not trying to gloat or anything like that. But I voted for the guy that won. That's just the bottom line. I hope you respect that, and I respect anybody else who voted another way or whatever. But I thought he was the best candidate for the job, and that's that. So I was pretty happy that he won. But that's that. I understand a lot of people that might have voted for Kamala, might be very stressed out or unhappy and stuff, and they have every right to be. Just as the people that voted for Trump have a right to be happy. But what we got to not do is beat each other up about it. And I know that's not your intention here, Foster Man. You're just saying it was a great day, and I agree with you. But I just I want to try and kind of dodge that topic a little bit, because it's been kind of exhausting for a lot of people, and don't want to get anybody stressed out or frustrated about it. Dominic, what are your thoughts on Predator 2? Personally, I enjoy the film. I felt like Predator took Los Angeles more than Jason took Manhattan. Yeah, Predator, the first Predator and Predator 2, I'm down with. The franchises, like, for a long time, Alien franchise, I hadn't seen them all, just because they start losing me. A lot of franchises, when they get to like part 4, part 5, part 6, I'm like, ugh. I don't, I'm like, I don't care. So as far as some of the others and stuff, I don't really know too much about them. But 1 and 2, I'm down with those two movies. I am down with those two movies. The first Predator is one of the best sci-fi movies of all time. I absolutely love it. But Predator 2 is still a fun movie. And yes, and I definitely will get that on the list there, Warrior, Robert, and I'll definitely check it out. Except The Wrestler was one of the top 3 movies of 2000 cinematically and acting wise. Yeah, and I remember, the Wrestler was very, very popular, a big, you know, it was a very big deal, winning awards and stuff like that. But I've never seen that. It's got what's his name? The dude who's all like funny looking, and Marissa Tomei, right? I have not I don't know. It's not like one of the things I joke about is, does it have a high enough body count? And like Karate Kid, nobody dies, like it's not, well, maybe at some point Miyagi or whatever, I don't, but I mean, people are not getting whacked, they're getting beat up. I prefer horror movies, or sci-fi movies. I want a body count. I don't think The Wrestler, it's just not my cup of tea, but I know a lot of people love that movie. The Fighter was pretty good with Christian Bale. Lots of Massachusetts filming location. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm all about that. I love watching movies. Anything shot around like The Town, that's great. Trying to think of other stuff shot around Boston. But man, I'm trying to think of stuff off the top of my head. I suck at it. I absolutely suck at it, but I love seeing movies shot in New England. Did you know back in the 70s, Charlie Chaplin's body was dug up and held for ransom? Oh, I didn't know that. That is very interesting. Huh. And like, if I ever die and I'm famous and somebody digs up my body and holds it for ransom, I hope nobody ever pays them. Like, you're already dead. Who cares? But that's some creepy shit right there. Haha, do a video on best fighting movies the 80s, 90s. Yeah, I would not be good at that. Fossy Man, super chat, $20. Thank you so much, homeboy. You rule. I really appreciate that. And man, anytime anybody donates to the channel or whatever, I really appreciate it. But when you jump up there at that $20 level, that means a lot. That is very, very cool, Efosia, man. Thank you so much for that channel support right there. I'm excited to finally watch Terrifier 3 this month on digital. Yeah, it's coming out soon, right? It's not too much longer. You should be able to see it, and I hope you enjoy it. It's over 60 million bucks already, and you know that for a $2 million budget, that's pretty darn good. Mickey Rourke, thanks, Fossey, man. Yeah. I'm like, it's kind of late at night. I'm like forgetting. I'm like, I'm bad with names and stuff, anyways. But it was Marissa Tomei and Mickey Rourke were in that movie, right? And that's exactly what I was thinking of. I just couldn't remember his name. Let's see here. You're missing out if you haven't watched. You're talking to the wrestler. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's like Matt's always telling me, "Oh, this comedy or whatever," and I'm like, "Okay." And then I sit down and I'm like, "I want to see a horror movie, or I want to see something like sci-fi or something." Another genre that I'm not a big fan of is like any sports movies, like baseball movies, like Field of Dreams, League of Their Own, and those type of movies. Uh, I've never gotten into those. And I can't think of any of the others, but I don't know. It just hasn't been my jam, but but maybe someday I'll get to checking them out. The Rob Zombie movie has a cool vibe. The Witches of Salem. Oh yes, I like you're talking about the Lords of Salem, right? I am a big fan. I do enjoy Lords of Salem, and the end is very weird. But where are my L's? Well, it's all the way up there. I was gonna grab it, pull it down because I do got it up there, but it's up. It's way up there. But Lords of Salem, I do enjoy that movie, and I love. Yeah, there's another one. Great filming locations around Salem, Massachusetts, right there. Yeah, definitely enjoy that. In fact, last time I was in Salem, I went to the place that it's really like a convenience store or something, I think. Uh, but I think is where the radio station was supposed to be. The building that was her house, which I think is, I don't know if it's just one big house or if it's like an Airbnb or if it's like apartments or whatever, but where she lived, went there, and then like one of the cemeteries and stuff. So, and I don't remember if I did a video on that or not, uh, because I was with my wife and kids. I did do a video at because we were there in October, like a year ago, October, and I'm gonna go pull up and see if I did a video on it. But being with my wife and kids, a lot of times it's kind of tough because they don't like being on camera, and so I'm like, I'll try and do videos, but sometimes it's just can't do it. So let's see here. Getting back to, or was it maybe not even last year? Was it the year before? Maybe it was the year before. Maybe it's been 2 years since we've been there. I'm going back here a little bit. Okay, so we are in 2022 November Terror Tunes. Okay, so October, Fear Farm. Okay, so I went to Fear Farm with Wet Movie 1. Oh yeah, Haunted Overload was in 2020. So I did a video at Haunted Overload. That was a big haunted house out there by Salem, Massachusetts. It's actually in New Hampshire, I believe. And then I did the Salem Witchcraft Festival video, and I don't see. And oh yeah, and then I did a video at the Boston Red Sox game. Did a video at the Patriots game, and uh, let me click on that. I wonder if I put in. Oh, No, it doesn't look like. I must have just posted pictures, but I definitely went to a few of the locations around Salem. I absolutely love that. That town, Salem, is an amazing place. I like stories of filmmakers making their horror feature film on a very small budget. Shows anyone can make a low budget horror film. Dominic, no, you're 100% correct. And when the toughest, making a movie, the toughest things, there's two really tough things. One, getting money, getting a budget to make a movie, and then two, distributing the movie. Once you have money, you can go make whatever. You could do something great. It just depends on your effort and the quality of your story. Getting it distributed and getting the money to make it is the toughest part. So if you have people that are willing to work with you and help you out, that's great. Because so many people, especially like in California, anybody hears you're making a movie and they're like, "Oh, am I going to get paid?" And it's like, "No, go away. This is a low budget indie film. It's about making art, not about collecting a paycheck." But yeah, it really, if you set your mind to it, you can go make something. Uh, it's still going to cost money. You're going to have to pay for your effects. You're going to have to pay for things, gas, getting people there, food. You don't want people being on set with you all day and not feed them and stuff. So there are some expenses, but hey, I know a lot of people have made a lot of low budget movies that are pretty fun. Sep, thank you so much. Look at this coming through with the $4.99 super chat. You rock. The Wrestler is a movie that showcases its acting and camera shots. Just a beautiful full movie that is for the filmmaker to study and get. Okay, huh? That I was unaware of. So let me. I will break out the handy dandy list here, and I will add it. Wait a minute. Where's the other one? I got my watch list somewhere over here. This is my buy list. I gotta watch them first before I buy them. It's over there, but I'll get it. I'll check it out. I knew the Wrestler was like getting awards and things like that, but I didn't know anything like that it was that much of like something like when I was in school, we watched. I remember watching like Clockwork Orange or The Graduate, different old school movies that you would watch for like different filmmaking techniques or just the way they shot the film, just different things. So if that is like a film study movie now, that is something I would love to see then. And so I'll definitely have to check that out. Thanks, Sep. I appreciate that. And thank you again for the super chat. You rock. Blackbeard, what's up, Blackbeard? How you doing? You going to see any good filming locations in New York? I hope so. I really hope so. I have a list of things that I want to do in New York. One, there's a very large cemetery up in, I think it's in Queens, and where like Lucky Luciano and a whole bunch of old mobsters and actors and celebrities are all buried. But I would love to visit that place. I think maybe John Gotti's also buried there or something, but a lot of famous like mobsters and stuff are buried over there. I'd like to go to that cemetery, but also it just depends. It just depends. But I have a list. Of places that I want to go and see. And we have tickets to go to the Statue of Liberty and go up to the top, up to like the Crown and stuff. That's going to be one day. And probably same day we'll wind up at Ground Zero since we're being Lower Manhattan. And another day or two at least, we're going to be seeing a Broadway show somewhere around like Times Square area. And then we're gonna have pizza, do ice skating, Christmas stuff, all that good stuff. And the Thanksgiving Day, we're gonna be watching the parade there. So We got a lot going on, so I'm not sure how much I'll be able to get to as far as filming locations, but I have a list of places around New York where filming stuff has been done. But also while I'm out there, Cody Clark, the legend, Cody Clark, was mentioning about shooting a film and maybe getting me involved in that. So if I could go maybe even make a cameo in one of Cody's films, I would love to do that too. So we'll see. We'll see. There's so much to do and see in that city, and I haven't been there since December of 2019. It was like 3 months before COVID was the last time I was there. So being 20, 20, 21, 23, 24, yeah, 5 years ago now, like I got a lot to see. So, but I would love to see some filming locations. But every single day that I'm out there, I'm going to be vlogging. And then that night, when we get back to the hotel, I will be editing the video and uploading it the next day. So you will see my adventures, our adventures while we're out there. You will be able to see that on a daily basis while we're out there. Antonis says, are you going to see Heretic? Yes, I am tomorrow. And I believe I'm going to go see that with my daughter tomorrow night. So I will have a review up of that Friday morning. Back on schedule with the Thursday night new movie watch, Friday morning movie review. So yes, I'm going to be going to see that tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I think what's his name? Hugh Grant. It looks good. He looks good. I know him as a chick flick guy, but I think he looks like, as far as that trailer goes, a very creepy kind of dude. So I think it's going to be a fun movie. I'm very excited to see that one. Steve Mares, what's up? How you doing? Here in NYC, people love to be in anything. They just want to act. They are very generous with their time, in my experiences, anyways. And so, yeah, and that's where I don't know what Cody does making all his movies, because Cody's made a ton of movies and gets different people. I don't know what his arrangements are with his actors or whatever, but he always gets all kinds of talent, all kinds of great actors. So I think it's a little different. People in California are just, there's some egos out here. Even if you're just a nobody, walking down the street and somebody's like, hey, we're making a movie. It seems like everybody's going to be like, oh, get a paycheck out of it, or like they deserve something. And it's like, no, you're not Tom Cruise. We're not bringing you on because of who you are. We're bringing you on to fill a role, and not because of who you are, but just because we need a body and you're a body. So people sometimes just don't get it. And, you get out of California, it changes a lot. And so, I'll tell you, I would love to make a movie in New York. I absolutely would love to. And right here, one of my favorite Halloween movies, some great New York filming locations in here. Murder Party. Love Murder Party. But I love seeing movies shot in New York too. But what's up, Jude? I'm luring here. I think you're lurking here. Is that what you're saying? You're just chilling here lurking. Metal God, are you going to dance on the Monsters Grave? That I'm not going to do. So I've not convinced myself that it is a good or a bad thing, or something I should not do. The way I look at it is, no good could come from it. I don't think there would be any good that would come out of dancing on somebody else's grave. So I don't think I'm going to do it. And that reminds me, we still got to get into this other article here, which we'll get 2 more comments here, and then we'll get into that. Seth says, my younger brother made me watch The Wrestler on a bootleg download, and I couldn't believe I'd never seen it. If you've not seen it, yes, it's like a classic. You are now just being mind blown about. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I had no idea. That's very cool. I'll definitely check it out. Yes, so excited for Turkey Day. It's my favorite food holiday. Antonis, I 100% agree with you. Thanksgiving dinner is my favorite meal of the year. I love me a turkey, and I prefer white meat over the dark meat. I do love me some like cream corn. We kind of make we're you know how we do it. We start on OG. We're hanging out with OGP. We start talking food. That's what we do. But you got to have some cream corn, and we like to go 2 cans of the cream corn and 1 regular corn. But of course, you got to drain the water out and then mix that up so you get a little bit of a more corny kind of texture instead of so creamy. Um, but you gotta have the white meat, turkey, some cream corn. You gotta have some good bread, rolls or biscuits or something. You gotta have something good in the way of bread. And I'm like, my family growing up, my parents didn't have a ton of money, and so just those regular old brown and serve, you would get them in a pack of like 12. Take them out of there, throw them on a pan, throw them in the oven, brown them, and serve them. The brown and serves were legit. And then you got to have some turkey gravy. I'm not a big fan of stuffing, but my wife would be making stuffing, and she makes like a green bean casserole, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm down with green beans, but the green bean casserole with like the cream and mushroom in there, I'm not a big fan of that. Sweet potatoes, you can give me sweet potatoes just kind of plain, or you can give me the sweet potatoes with like the little marshmallows and stuff on top. And oh my God, that's like a dessert right there. Um, and what else? What else? What else? You got to have like pies. You got to have some desserts. I'm a big fan of like either like a banana cream pie. I'll go to apple pie. I'm not a pumpkin pie fan. Not really a pumpkin pie fan at all. I know that's a popular one. Not a pecan pie fan. Not a pecan or pumpkin. I'm not going to do the 2 peas. I'm out. I'm tapping out on those. Save them for somebody else. But man, Thanksgiving dinner, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Let's see. Yes, I feel like in California, especially in SoCal, where people are more focused on the paycheck than the craft. But I was able to find people here that are happy to help film. Dominic, that's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. No, just finding good people that just appreciate or want to do something fun or make art. That's awesome. They call it manifesting. Yeah. It's a perfect way of phrasing it, Jude. Is mainly because Hollywood is here, so actors feel obligated to push for money from very small independent productions. I know. So, and that's one of the things, yeah, as an independent filmmaker myself, I try to explain to actors, if we have a small budget, like a very, very small budget, do you want me to pay you? I mean, I even had people bitching, oh, you should at least pay $50 a day. If I have enough that I could barely pay you $50 a day, wouldn't it be better suited to put that money toward a little bit better special effects, or something else, maybe toward wardrobe or something to make the production quality a little bit better, so that way when it hits your reel or when it shows up on your IMDb resume, that it's something you're proud of. That's what if we have a tiny budget like that, let's make it like, the best we can, rather than worry about, putting chump change in our pockets. So, and I know $50 ain't chump change, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, $50 is not life altering money. And so I would rather just put it toward the production. Yeah, cream pie. I know. I started thinking about it after it's coming out. I do enjoy some chocolate cream pie. I do that. I do enjoy that. Do you got to have cranberry sauce? I'm not the biggest. You know what? Cranberry sauce, one of those things, like one year I'll go with cranberry sauce, another year I'll pass. It's hit or miss for me on that one. But when my wife makes Thanksgiving dinner, everything you could think of is out there. The stuffings and the cranberry sauce and like all of it is out there. So you got your choices, here at my house when we're eating dinner. My wife is an amazing cook. She makes the best turkeys. So yeah. Here we go. Cream pie. Yep. I think we all love a good cream pie, right? I think we all do. When you go to New York, you should make a video of you drinking and skating. So I don't know about drinking and skating at the same time, Robert. In fact, they won't let you when you go out on the ice skating rinks. They won't let you take drinks out there. Uh, but and I think if they know you're drunk, they're probably not going to let you out there either. But I'll definitely well, we're gonna have our niece with us, so I don't know, maybe later in the evening my wife and our niece will be in the hotel room going to bed. Maybe I'll find a pub or something like that, to grab a cold one or something. We'll see. But or maybe if we're out to dinner somewhere. But it's not too high on the priority list, but the skating is going to happen. It's definitely going to be happening. So and believe it or not, like, and I only ice skate basically when I'm in New York, either in Central Park or at Rockefeller. Or no, we also went ice skating once or twice down at like Bryant Park. But I can handle my own. I can handle my own when it comes to ice skating. New York has lots of crime now. No thanks. I know. It's sad. It's disappointing. But one of the things that we've wanted to do forever is go there for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And there is so much culture, and there are so many good things and good people there. It sucks that the city has gone back to like the pre Rudy Giuliani days. And I know Rudy Giuliani has a tarnished legacy now because of the things that happened 4 years ago. But there's no denying he did a hell of a job in New York cleaning up that city, because before he took office, you would not walk into Central Park at night. I don't know how many different times that my wife and I have been in Central Park in the middle of the night, either on a horse and carriage ride or just going for a walk. Yeah, you wouldn't do that before Rudy Giuliani was in office there. Let's see here. Do you watch any Thanksgiving movies every year? So, Antonis, we did the video a few days ago of me reviewing Thanksgiving 1 and 2. Well, the 2 doesn't exist, but 1 and 3. And then we compiled a list of movies to watch for Thanksgiving. And I could probably pull up that list right now. But there have not been in the past movies that typically I would watch every Thanksgiving. Now, there would be one thing that I would watch, and that would be like Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, or it's Thanksgiving Charlie Brown, whatever the name of it is. But as far as like a movie, there hasn't been anything until last year when the movie Thanksgiving, the Eli Roth movie, came out, which is phenomenal. So I'll watch that every year now. But so this year, the watch list is this. It's that movie Thanksgiving, which is on Netflix. You can watch it on Netflix right now. Then Pilgrim on Hulu, which I was not a big fan of, but it was okay. It's worth seeing once. Then I'm going to watch Seance, The Last Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Poultrygeist, The Boneyard, Home Sweet Home, and Blood Rage. And You Better Watch Out, if I can find those two. But we're going to check those movies out for Thanksgiving. There, if you're interested in finding that list, it's on the video I did where it's Thanksgiving double feature movie review from a couple days ago. That list is posted right there in the video description, so you can go check it out there if you don't remember all those. But otherwise, there's nothing that has been a tradition for me. But moving forward, I think, especially the movie Thanksgiving, the Eli Roth movie, I think that'll be one that I will see every year. Have you seen Trains, Planes, and Automobiles? Once, like when it first came out, whenever ago in the 90s or whenever it came out. Vaguely remember it with John Candy and Steve Martin, right? And it isn't Danny DeVito in it too. But yeah, have not seen that in a long time. You got to have okay. So Steve, thank you. I didn't even mention mashed potatoes. No. and on Thanksgiving, you are correct, Steve. You are correct. It has to be fresh mashed potatoes, and you have to you take the potato, you dice them up, and then you throw them into a pot, and then you boil them to get them all soft. Then you take them out, and then you blend them up. You get the big blender, blend them all up, put a little bit of milk in there to make it kind of creamy a little bit. It has to be plenty of butter, but it has to be made from scratch mashed potatoes. You are correct, and I like them. Like them with a little bit of the peel, a little of the outside of the potato on there. When you get a little bit of the brown from the potato on there, that's good stuff. And I think the first time I ever had potatoes where I was actually like parts of the peel blended up in there was at the Luxor buffet in Las Vegas, like back in the 90s. And like that was like Fluffy and I, that was one of our favorite places, like the Luxor buffet, the Excalibur buffet. We would go to Vegas and we would kill buffets. But as you could tell, right? No, the mashed potatoes with a little bit of the outside of the peel of the potato on there. Oh man, that's good stuff. Yeah, I forgot about the mashed potatoes. Definitely have to have your mashed potatoes. And I like pouring the gravy, get the turkey gravy, pour it on your turkey, pour it on your potatoes, and then you take your roll and you dip it in that shit. Forget about it, man. Yep, no. Thanksgiving, best meal of the year. A friend of mine made a film, and what he did was he made a deal with the actors and crew. If the film makes money when he's distributed, they'll be paid on the back end from revenue of the film. Dominic, that's, you know what, with Wild Game, the movie that I directed a couple of years ago now, that Matt and Justin are still working on editing. That's what we did. We gave different actors based on their involvement with the film different percentages, so that when if it does make money, they will get something there. So that is a great idea, and a lot of people will go for that because that kind of makes them want to make a better movie too. It makes them work harder, when they know there's a potential, if they make something good. Central Park is a no. Crime is everywhere. You named. I wouldn't go if paid. Yeah, I know. It's frustrating. I mean, if you go like over kind of by the plaza and hop on one of those horse and carriage rides and just kind of quickly go through the park in that little loop that they do, I think you'd be all right. You do it in the early evening, but definitely late at night. Right now, no, it wouldn't be a great idea. Way Up Dude, what's up, Way Up Dude? What does a robot do after a one night stand? He nuts and bolts. I think that's like during and after the one night stand, right? He nuts and bolts. Yep. He's a one hitter quitter, right? The robot nuts and bolts. Good stuff, Way Up Dude. Like comedy Thanksgiving movies. I don't know that I know any, Antonis. We watch Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, or Planes, Trains, Automobiles every Thanksgiving. Nice. And that's if I was more of a comedy fan or whatever, and I enjoy a comedy movie. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like I don't have a stick up my ass or anything. But when I sit down, I'm like, I would rather. I'm like, I want horror. I want a horror movie. Yeah, I haven't seen it forever. Maybe I have to give it a shot again this Thanksgiving. Although, man, we got a movie coming up that I'll be working on with Master Chaos. It's going to take a good chunk of this month, and then another good chunk, and into December, I'll be in New York. So it's going to be tough. Might not be able to see everything I want to see. I can't think of a Thanksgiving movie. Yeah, Jude. I'm with you. I don't know. So House G Fam also watches Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Son-in-Law. Son-in-Law, is that Pauly Shore? Who's in Son-in-Law? A Christmas movie is easier. No, Christmas movies 100%. I'd name a million of those. Yeah. So getting back to the Grave Dancers again. So started off by talking about, I just watched this Grave Dancers. I didn't know it was directed by Mike Mendez. I thought that was cool. being that he was on Voyage to the Bottom of the Barrel with us. I've met him in person, and he directed Satanic Hispanics, or part of it, and he directed this. So, but the question is, if you really danced on someone's grave, would that be a bad thing? So here, I guess you have a lot of just responses. Where is that question? So it says, yeah, graves are protected by curses. Starting tomorrow. No, graves come more. Well, I lost it. I must have clicked off of it or something. But I had an answer to it. Oh well. We already read from the Mystic Investigations website that they say, yeah, bad stuff, bad ideas to actually dance or desecrate on somebody's grave. So I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. Like, I go to cemeteries, and walking across a cemetery, if you step on, like a long time ago, I definitely would do everything I could to walk around. But nowadays, you don't really know where people are buried because, like, for example, in that cemetery where they shot the 1978 Halloween movie, where Judith Myers was buried, they moved headstones to line them all up when they like paved the road, because the road was dirt. They moved it, they shifted it, and you could see, they're moved, because where there was that one tree, if you watch my video, there's one tree that they chopped down, and it's just like the kind of flattened stump of it now. The headstones were right next to that. Now, this day and age, the headstones are a couple feet away from there. So they definitely shifted the headstones. So some cemeteries, especially older ones, you might not know exactly where the bodies are just based on the headstones. So, but I used to try and really avoid walking on graves and stuff. But now it's just, as long as I think you're not disrespectful, like, yes, you don't want to go pee on somebody's grave, or something like that. But, and if you're a believer in the supernatural or ghosts and stuff, if you go dance on somebody's grave, you might take something bad home with you. You never know. Let's see here. Antonis finally saw Joker 2. Well, how did you feel about that, Antonis? Not a fan. What'd you think of it? Robert's favorite food for the holidays is homemade tamales my mom makes every year on Christmas Eve. She makes beef and pork tamales. See, and that's, what? One of the things, like around Southern California, you go and it's like you go to any Home Depot parking lot, there is some old like Mexican lady selling tamales. And that's cool and all, but I'm like, I don't know you. You're selling tamales out of your trunk. I don't know. And it's the store-bought tamales are never as good as homemade tamales. So I've had tamales. I've had some pretty good tamales in my life, but never. It's not like a tradition for us. We typically do, like, Thanksgiving, we'll do like turkey. Christmas, we'll have like a ham. Basically, all the side, maybe not stuffing, but all the other side dishes and a ham instead of the turkey or whatever for Christmas. But one year I did, like Italians, they do, like, they have like a fish meal. I forget what fish they cook or whatever, but there's like an Italian meal where they have fish on, like, on, I don't know if it's Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or whatever. We did that once, but I'm not the biggest fan of fish. So I would much rather have a ham or a turkey. Or tamales. I'm definitely would have some tamales, but I just have to have the right place to get them. Somewhere I would trust. Right, just walk through certain woods that wide and long, and you won't know where there's old graves at all. 100%. 100%. I mean, Billions and billions of people have lived on this planet. That's a lot of dead people that are somewhere under us, and you just never know. Yeah, no, tamales are legit, man. We have huge cemetery in a different woods location in Michigan from a plague. Whoa. In the past, and most people know to not go walking through there. That's interesting. That is interesting, man. Yeah. I would see, and that's where I'd be like, oh, there's like a mass burial or something like that. I'll be over there doing some ghost hunting and stuff. But yeah, no, if anybody who's like creeped out by that stuff, definitely want to avoid that type of area. Taco Bell, yeah, no, you're not getting tamales at Taco Bell. And now I think Del Taco had tamales either last year or maybe a couple years, but I never tried them. I just can't imagine that Del Taco tamales would be like, on par with like 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 you got a little Mexican lady, somebody's abuela sitting over there at home making up tamales. That's going to be the shit right there. That's going to be amazing. But I can't imagine them at Del Taco being that good. But I don't think Taco Bell's ever had. Maybe they had tamales, but I don't think so. Antonis says, I thought Joker 2 was all right. Did not hate it like most people, but it should have been better. What's the reason you didn't like it? He's not the real Joker. I hate the fact that he's not the real Joker, and they kill him at the end. And it's like, and the singing and dancing, the whole thing, too much singing and dancing and stuff. And I mean, nobody got killed. I mean, this is a Joker movie. There should be machine guns, people getting mowed down, and everything. Batman's the one who doesn't kill, not the Joker. So yeah, I was pretty disappointed. Do you like ham baked with pineapple and maraschino cherries? Oh, yeah, and that's where I don't remember exactly all what like my wife and my, like way back in the day, my grandfather was a great chef. And that's what he was for a living, was a chef. And man, he would make some killer turkeys and hams and stuff. And I know they would put things in there like and always pineapple in there, but I don't know about the cherries. That sounds like something I've seen or heard of before, but I just don't know. But I've never personally been the one baking the ham. I eat the ham, but I'm not the one baking the ham. But no, with the pineapple and stuff in there, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I enjoy a good rum ham. Yeah. You're talking about like putting rum in the ham and like baking it with rum, like or is that like a sexual innuendo? That's it, because if it is, it's over my head. But I think you're talking about actually putting like booze in the ham. A bad axe has unmarked graves from one plague, a few thousand buried there. Wow. Unmarked, and people know not to walk through those woods. That's just one. Wow, that's crazy. No, and back there, Jude, in that part of the country, there's a lot more history out there than there is here. I mean, the whole North America has a lot of history with the Native Americans. We don't know where they're all buried and everything, but as far as European settlers and stuff, you're going back to like the 1600s back where you are. Over here, we barely have not even 200 years of history. We're like 1850, 1849, 49ers, right? Everybody came. Robert says, yeah, I wouldn't buy food from anyone selling food out of a trunk. I don't like, yeah, I'm not down with that. I think most of them are just genuine people making tamales, trying to sell them, make a few bucks, and more power to them. I'm kind of picky and with my food, and I get kind of cringed out if food handling procedures aren't followed. Like, I like some good hand washing before anybody's making my food. But anyways, I'm gonna hit the road, everybody. It is it's getting late. I've been up since like 6 o'clock this morning. So man, I'm pushing it. I'm starting to get tired. I don't want to be yawning in your face and everything over here. Tomorrow I am gonna go see Heretic. And so that review will be up Friday. Earlier in the day before that, I think I'm gonna do a live stream from somewhere. Maybe I may this is because where I'm going down to see the movie, there may be a very special location that I'm going to try and go to tomorrow. So it may be in this live stream video. Um, we've all seen Breaking Bad. We've all seen Better Call Saul. We all know and love Uncle Hank. Well, Dean Norris, the guy who played Uncle Hank, owns a restaurant, a barbecue place in Temecula, California. You can buy Schrader Brow there, like the Schrader Brow he brewed in Breaking Bad. You can buy t-shirts and stuff there. I think it's instead of Breaking Bad, it's like Breaking Brisket or something. They're hilarious. But I've been wanting to get down there. I'm going to throw the Monopoly in the car and try and go down there, do a live stream and see if I can run into him. If he's down there, who knows if he'll actually be at his restaurant. He is there a lot, but who knows? But I'm going to try and do that before going to the movie tomorrow. So, well, I'll post and let you know as soon as I can about that. But should be doing a live stream middle of the afternoon tomorrow, before or later in the afternoon before going to the movies. So that is the plan for tomorrow. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get some rest. I'm gonna chill out, and I don't think I'm gonna pop in a movie. I think I'm gonna go to bed because I'm getting kind of tired. But I got a bunch more movies to check out, starting with Heretic tomorrow night. Rum ham sounds good. We bake it with brown sugar. Oh yeah. You got to have the brown sugar and pineapple. I know those, but I haven't tried the rum. Brown sugar, pineapple, rum, and I would probably throw the maraschino cherries in there too. Fucking do it all. That sounds amazing. My family came to the U.S. in the late 1600s, still here. Very nice. You have a good night too, Antonis. Mr. Bones, have a good one. Robert, have a good one. And yes, everybody, thanks for hanging out. And apologize, it's only an hour and 15 minutes. But yeah, I'm kind of wiped out. It's been a bit of a long day. Foster Man and Sep, again, thank you both for your super chats. You guys absolutely rock. I'm going to be checking out Warrior, checking out Wrestler, and I'll try and get to, what is it? Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Trains, Planes, whichever one is. I'm going to add those three to the watch list right now. So anyways, thank you for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate you all. Have yourselves a good night. I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully there's a Dean Norris sighting. Uncle Hank. We're going to try. We're going to see if we can make it happen. Have a good one, everybody. Oh.